Hey, how's it going out there? My name's Alberto Dela Cruz. I'm tech manager for NPI,
And I'm Bridget Lafont, case manager for NPI, and we're here to talk about behind the scenes and how we get where we get during an investigation.
so basically what we want to talk about is it's not all glitz and glamour, like you see on TV, just running around and ghost hunting. There's more to it than this. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Just Bridget being the case manager, on herself, I've seen her go through it. Just get frustrated with people and stuff like that. I've I've been at home when you're pissed off because you can't talk to somebody or something. It's people get on your nerves sometimes. I don't know if you want to explain a little more about that, but
Well, it all starts with like a simple email or a phone call that you think is going to run smoothly, and it doesn't always happen that way. You get the people that don't return your calls, the people that don't email you back, or you occasionally get thrown a curveball, like having the news show up when you're trying to set up for an investigation. You weren't warned about things. And a lot of times we encounter other ghost hunting groups coming along and kind of screwing up the trust of the owners and the clients
yeah,
before the
that
real
happens a
paranormal
lot. That
investigators
happens a
even
lot.
get there. So
So what do you find that's the hardest when you find a case that you really or a place that you really want to investigate and they're just bumping heads with you. You can't,
definitely no communication.
no communication is
I'll
probably the
email
hardest.
or I'll be trying to set up a date and they just won't return, and then eventually they end up communicating with us, oh, what's going on, and it's time, so much time has passed that we have to rearrange dates, or
Yeah.
you know or they want us to pull all these strings for them because somebody's come along and ruined their trust in us. So not in us particularly, but in paranormal investigation groups.
I guess I could relate to that. Sometimes on investigations, some people just don't like us to put cameras in certain places, or they don't want us to touch certain things, and at the same time they're saying there's paranormal activity around this area, but you can't set up a camera there. Now, how do you expect me to, get my job done when you don't let me work in that certain specific area? Things like that.
Exactly. I know for you it gets frustrating when there's off limits places,
I
which
get I
we
get
have to
frustrated.
respect. But at
Yeah,
the same time, when that's the target of all the energy or the, you know, what's happening in the home.
Yeah, yeah. I I would say the most difficult part about being a tech manager is trying to find new gadgets. That the new meters, the new any electronic device that's out there, and unfortunately for paranormal investigators, there isn't a lot of equipment. We could only go off of K2s and EVP and EMF and thermometers
Or
and
some of the newer equipment that's coming out that's not
some
so
of the newer
reliable.
equipment, yeah, that I think people should look out for and should be careful about using. I think you should do your research on what new gadget you're going to buy and know how to use your equipment before you just go out there and jump to conclusions thinking that there's something out there, because one thing that's really important about investigating is mapping out an area of where you're going to investigate. There could be high EMF coming from this wall, or there could be a kitchen down there with tons of electrical equipment. All those things are variables that have to be eliminated in order to find paranormal activity. There could be EMF from a socket or something, and you didn't map out the area, and now you go and investigate it, and you start getting these readings, and you get all excited. Next thing you know, you're telling
a
your other
ghost.
you're telling your other group members, and then they start getting contaminated. So there's so many things that come into play when it comes to investigating and being a tech manager and being a case manager.
And you have to remember that what you're seeing on TV, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
There is, and,
that gets cut out before it's watched. So, I think most of the fans and people at home think that it's a lot easier and a lot simpler, and it takes a lot less time than it
Or they
really
think
does.
that investigators go into a building and instantly they're getting paranormal activity, when that's not the case. We've been on many not many investigations, but a lot of investigations where we wait a long time and we might not pick up anything on an EVP
Sometimes
or an
nothing
EMF.
happens at all.
And then we come home and we listen to our EVPs, but we didn't pick up anything on the K2s or the EMF, but we listen to them and we find evidence that way. So there's, more than one way to skin a cat. Don't lynch me out there, animal people, SPCA.
No, PETA.
Yeah, no PETA.
So anyways, if you are ever thinking about joining a professional group and you get asked to handle some cases, just make sure you're persistent with the communication, because sometimes you're the only one that's communicating, and that's not really communication. So if you're a business owner and you're watching and a group hits you up, please just be kind enough to answer the emails or answer the phone calls, because our job is really hard and it makes it a lot easier. Even if it's a negative reply, just make sure you give one.
Hey, what's going on out there?
Not yet.
Okay.
Just fixing myself.
Fixie. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm Alberto de la Cruz, tech manager for NPI,
And I'm Bridget LaPlante, case manager for NPI. And we're here to talk about behind the scenes with NPI. How we.
You gotta start again.
Okay, what'd I do now?
What?
You were looking at her boobs.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop!
He turns around and goes.
All right, let's go. Hey, how's it going out there? My name's Alberto de la Cruz. How's it going out there? My name's Alberto de la Cruz.